Hello and welcome back to the channel where flavor knows no borders. This is Food Around Me.
Do you think Canada is only about maple leaves and endless snow? Wrong. This country has dishes that shock Americans and make them addicted. Trust me, you'll never look at French fries the same way again. That is the culinary heart and soul of our neighbor to the north, poutine. It's famous for being a simple combination of 3 ingredients: crispy French fries, squeaky cheese curds, and a rich, savory gravy. But don't let that simplicity fool you. This isn't just a snack. It's a cultural phenomenon and a symbol of Canada itself. To truly understand poutine, we have to talk about its 3 essential pillars. First, the fries. They have to be hot and golden, with a crispy exterior that can stand up to the gravy, and a fluffy, potato-soft interior. They're the foundation of the entire dish. Next, the cheese curds. These are the little gems that are absolutely non-negotiable. They're fresh, unaged cheese. When you get them, they should literally make a slight squeaking sound against your teeth. When the hot gravy hits them, they soften just enough to get perfectly gooey, but they don't completely melt away. Poutine's story is as humble as its ingredients. It was born in rural Quebec in the late 1950s, a dish created at roadside diners and small-town restaurants. The story goes that a customer asked a restaurateur to put fries and cheese curds in a bag for him to go. The owner supposedly replied, "That will make a maudite poutine," which is Quebec slang for a darn mess. But the mess caught on. Soon, someone added the gravy, and a legend was born. From those small Quebec diners, it spread across the country and is now served everywhere, from fancy restaurants to fast food chains. Poutine is more than just a meal, it's a feeling. It's about indulging in something simple, satisfying, and authentically Canadian. We're diving into another Canadian classic that my fellow Americans absolutely love. We're talking about Peameal bacon, or as we call it in the States, Canadian bacon. Well, unlike the strip bacon we're used to, which comes from the pork belly, Peameal bacon is made from lean, boneless pork loin. It's been cured and then rolled in golden cornmeal. The name Peameal actually comes from a tradition over a century ago when they used ground peas instead of cornmeal. How cool is that? The result is a tender, savory meat with a fantastic crust. We don't smoke this bacon. We just pan-fry it until it's perfectly golden and crispy on the outside. It's got a great meaty chew and a slightly sweet flavor from the brine. For me, Peameal bacon is the best of both worlds. It has the rich, savory flavor of pork loin with the satisfying crispiness of bacon. It's no wonder so many Americans have fallen in love with it. Are you ready to try it? You know, we Americans often like to think we have the best of everything, but our Canadian friends are here to prove us wrong. Today, we're making a dish that is the perfect blend of simple and sophisticated, the lobster roll, a true icon from Nova Scotia. It's a taste of the ocean, delivered as luxury fast food. Now, the secret to a great lobster roll isn't a complex recipe. It's about letting the main ingredient shine. In this case, that's fresh, sweet, succulent lobster meat. We're talking about big, juicy chunks of lobster, not some processed mystery meat you find in a freezer aisle. We gently mix it with a little bit of mayonnaise, a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, and some herbs. This is where Canadians show their elegance. They treat a premium ingredient with respect. As an American, I have to admit, our first instinct would probably be to deep fry the lobster and drown it in a pound of cheese. But a lobster roll is about pure, clean flavor. And the bread is just as important. We're not using some dry, ordinary bun here. This calls for a soft, rich, buttery brioche bun, toasted until it's golden brown. It provides the perfect warm, toasty contrast to the cool, creamy lobster salad. The combination is just heavenly. When you take a bite, you get the sweet, tender taste of the lobster, the creamy richness from the mayo, the zesty hit of the lemon, all wrapped in a warm, buttery embrace. It's a dish that feels decadent and wholesome at the same time. When the weather gets cold, Canadians turn to a few special dishes to warm their hearts and homes. Today, we're making one of the most beloved, tourtière, a classic savory meat pie that's the star of winter holidays, especially Christmas. The magic of tourtière is all in the filling. It's not just any ground meat. It's a finely minced mixture, typically pork or a blend of pork and beef. But what truly sets it apart are the spices. This is a very old recipe, and it uses warm, aromatic spices like cloves, cinnamon, and nutmeg spices you might normally associate with a sweet dessert. This gives the meat a complex, slightly sweet flavor that is savory and comforting at the same time. It's the taste of winter. This rich, flavorful filling is then baked inside a perfect savory pie crust. The crust is flaky and buttery, providing the ideal contrast to the tender, spiced meat inside. When you slice into it, you get that satisfying flaky crunch, followed by the soft, warm, and fragrant filling. It's often served with a simple side, like a little bit of ketchup or a tangy relish, which helps to balance the richness of the meat. More than just a meal, tourtière is a tradition. It's a dish that brings families together, a centerpiece for Christmas Eve and New Year's feasts. It's the kind of hearty food that's perfect after a day playing in the snow and can be made in large batches ahead of time. It's a delicious slice of Canadian history and culture. Now, as an American, my first thought when I see a pie is usually, can I put pepperoni and extra cheese on that? We tend to, innovate our classics. But tourtière, it stands proudly on its own. No need for a meat lover's version with 5 types of processed meat and a stuffed crust. This pie is perfect just the way it is, a reminder that sometimes tradition beats topping overload. Exploring the incredible food scene, we've talked about poutine and tourtière, but today, we're going deep into history with a dish that's the ultimate comfort food for a chilly day, split pea soup. This soup is the definition of simple perfection. It's made with just the main ingredients, dried split peas and a piece of savory salt pork or a ham hock. We simmer it for hours, letting the peas completely break down until they create a thick, creamy texture. The salted pork infuses the whole soup with this rich, smoky flavor. It's a meal that feels like a warm hug, and you can just taste the history in every spoonful. This isn't just a recipe, it's a piece of Canadian heritage. It was a staple for early Quebec settlers and voyageurs back in the 19th century. It was a hearty meal that was easy to make with long-lasting ingredients, perfect for surviving those long, snowy winters. It's the kind of food that truly tells a story. From its humble origins, split pea soup has remained a beloved classic. It's a reminder that some of the best foods are the ones that are simple, warm, and rich with tradition. Are you ready for a taste of Canada's past?